As a young girl, I discovered I was a nymphomaniac. Well, that's nothing to smile about.
If you have wings, why not fly?
If I asked you to take my virginity, would that be a problem?
I don't see a problem.
What if it's nasty? Then you just think of a bag of chocolate sweeties.
I wanted to be picked up, put down, again and again. I wanted to be treated like a thing.
Charlotte, you had a great quote that you said about Jo, which is that you didn't agree with her, but you love her.
Well, she's so extreme and so hateful about herself and society and humanity that I love the balance between both characters, and she can go that far because he's there and he's counterbalancing what she's saying. So no, I don't agree with anything she says, but at the same time, I feel for her. I feel for her. I feel for all the traveling she goes to, and I feel that by the end of the film, she does change and she does realize who she could be, or she's making a journey. So I feel for her, and I love all the suffering she goes through, I have to say.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
You're my first one.
Really? Love you.
And was starting to have trouble remembering who was who.
I've thought about you often. Have you thought of me?
Wow.
Would it be all right if I show the children the whoring bed?
You can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs.
You've both said that you felt safe. I remember you specifically saying you felt safe with Lars and that you were making the film together.
Yeah, everyone that works with Lars, I mean, he's worked, his team were mostly Danish, half of them. And it's people that he's worked with for years. So he's got his own family, and when you step into that and you join them, it does feel extremely fragile, and you sort of nurture that relationship and that family, and you become very protective, and everyone's there because they believe so much in the film and Lars that, I know for me, I just had this huge sense of protectiveness around it, and pride for Lars, and you know, everyone's so generous because they love Lars, and that's wonderful.
You really do. Yeah, that's it. It's true.
You're gonna cry?
No, that's exactly right. It was so nice.
Well, Stellan and Charlotte were both talking about how he called them up or spoke to them about the film going, hey, I'm making a porno, are you interested? And they said, yes.
Of course.
Exactly.
We're in.
Do you feel like you are at that place maybe, having, yes, worked with them for the first time, but where he could call you up with some obscure idea, not have a script, and you'll just say, all right.
Yeah, I think fearlessly we would both go for it, because it was a very special and unique opportunity. I hadn't experienced something like that in a very, very long time, really, if ever. I mean, it just was it was unique, and like she just said, that is the sense that you get, that all these people he's worked with for so long, and they really do have such a great deal of respect, and you just feel like you're working on something that everybody is 1,000,000% invested in.
Mm-hmm. And you too, if he called you up with an obscure, done.
Oh yeah.
There's not even any point asking.
No, of course. Right.
It's just There are all of these photographic montages and vivid images where there's comparisons to animals and fishing. When you saw the film for the first time, were you able to appreciate it sort of as a regular audience member? Because though that was in the script, it's something that visually comes together in the end so beautifully.
What do you think? I'm forcing you to,
Go on.
talk here. Well, I thought it was pretty much the way I thought it would be. But also, Lars's kind of humor, which is pretty direct and pretty spot on, and sometimes extremely childish, and you appreciate it, and it was all there. I was very happy when I saw it.
Well, with this film, I feel like people have been talking about it for over a year. It's been so hyped up, but typically art films like this aren't, and it's obviously because of the sexuality and the nudity. Do you think that could potentially hurt the film? Because it does take away, in my opinion, from the fact that it is actually just a beautiful movie, and there is a lot of innocence to it.
I don't think, no. I think what was interesting is that when we were filming, there was all that hype, and I find it quite funny in a way, because it's like, oh, well, you actually don't know what's coming.
Right.
Because you think it's this
A
crazy
lot of
porno
speculation.
film. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
suddenly people see this amazing film, this tale, this story, and this filled with so many things, and they come out and like, actually.
I did
and
not
I think,
see that coming.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
much stronger than any speculation.
And Stellan, you've said that working with Lars, that process is a process of discovery. I wonder, what did you both discover about your characters that maybe wasn't clear initially?
Did you understand something?
Yeah,
new?
no, it was pretty much there. I realized that he. It was maybe I could say that I found the comic side of the scenes we had. I discovered more of that when we did it than I knew when I read it, I must say.
Yeah.
But the comedy is in the bizarre combination of a man who has never lived and a woman who has done nothing but living. You know? And he's Seligman that I'm playing, he's sitting there like a child and everything is totally new to him all the time. And she gets bored with her for a while. He's doing too many digressions about Fibonacci numbers. I've never met a bad human being.
Well, you have now.
You think you know everything about sex?
I can't feel anything. I can't feel anything. I can't feel anything.
Perhaps the only difference between me and other people was that I've always demanded more from the sunset. More spectacular colors when the sun hit the horizon. That's perhaps my only sin.